True, y'all, what's going on? I'm down at just clean. Look at this junk right here. Look wheelie junk. Yeah, the junk clean though. East. What did I say? Yeah, I'm talking about Alpo Martinez, y'all. They having a car show up here. Yeah, Alpo, man. Let me tell you about the dope game. Let me tell you about it. Well, let me tell you a story about America. But black people, black young men, or anybody from another country. Alpo Martinez was a Puerto Rican. Yeah, he spoke black and Spanish. Yeah, let me start there. He spoke black, he spoke Spanish and English. So he was a double threat back in them days, because he can talk to the ones with the dope, and he can know what they saying when they're talking about him. And if y'all don't know who Alpo Martinez is, just look at your nephew, the one that's 14 years old, and put some bricks, a whole lot of cocaine in his hand, and let him go out there and sell it, and let him bring his video game to life. Alpo Martinez was a cold-blooded killer. He was one of the kingpins at a young age. Him and two more. Actually, everybody was getting money, but he was the more flashiest one. The one known. He was the more flashy. He was flashy. He was straight up Harlem, New York, with the pinks and the purples and the flags. That ain't like Brooklyn. You get caught with it, on it, Brooklyn Rob. But yeah, he was also known for popping wheelies, like riding down the street on one wheel on a motorcycle, showing out for blocks and blocks and blocks. He just had a lot of money. He wasn't scared to kill nothing. That's who Alpo Martinez was, all the way until he got from the beginning to the end. He even killed his friend, Rich Porter. The guy seen the movie. Now what's the name of that movie with Mekhi Phifer in it? Paid in Full. Well, that's what they're talking about. He got killed. Alpo Martinez got killed Halloween day, early in the morning, a little bit before 4 a.m. He got taken out. He came back to New York as a label official rat, as a snitch. That's what people call when you tell on somebody, when you cooperate with the authorities. The streets label you as a snitch or rat. And being of my age, I seen the evolution of cocaine, rats, police corruption. Everything has evolved. It has morphed into something that has no label. It's a beast. A rat yesterday ain't a rat today. People get passes, or people can do what they want to do to survive in the game, in the dope game, and the murder game, the robbing game, the car theft game, the check game, PPP loan scam, anything. Ain't no honor among thieves. So the G code that they talk about, it means give it up. It ain't gonna happen. The rules get broke every single day. Nobody is gonna stand up with their chest out hard in court, cussing out the judge to get the death penalty. If you think I'm playing, just don't put yourself in that situation. So basically what I'm saying is, if you think the partners that you smoking weed with and popping pills with, the mafia couldn't even keep that. The code of honor, the secrecy, mafia couldn't do it, and they was way more organized than you and your boys on the block. Well, Alpo Martinez, Rich Porter, and AZ. Those the three partners. There was three boys in the hood, young cats. They was getting bags. They wasn't the only one getting bags, so let's make that very clear. This is the 80s. This is the beginning of the dope game. This is when everybody went from broke to rich. It was a time, believe it or not, when you can actually, now it's pausing, we ain't finna tell it, we just telling the real story. We know selling dope is bad and all that, but let me tell the real picture because it's a real story. It was a time when crack first hit, a literal time for me. This is a story for y'all. Everybody started getting money. I mean, you went from broke walking down the street begging for something to eat to an overnight sensation. Big bolos. Talking about $20. $20, shit. A fiend, a drug addict. Today, it would have got a $20 back then. Man, shit like 2 weeks worth of dope. But everybody was getting money. The guns hadn't even came out yet. When crack hit, the guns didn't came out, and it was a fast deterioration, and it was fast as far as getting money. It was fast addiction. That's what crack smokers, they chase their first high. I don't know if because I ain't feel no sensation from smoking weed my first time. But the munchies or whatnot, I don't even remember, it was so long ago actually. But the way they explain crack high, they say they be chasing that bitch. That mean that every hit that they take from that first hit, they trying to chase that, but they'll never get that euphoria no more. That's a crack addict chasing that very first high, but never get it, and they just keep on going and going because it's addictive. Now, to some, if you don't know what crack consists of, they had the cocaine is what crack. Crack is cocaine and baking soda. And don't ask me who came up with the recipe. I don't even want to know. It must be the devil. And we just dance with them. But it's a more potent form of, because it's smokable, and the white man's drug of choice was powder and cocaine. Powder cocaine and crack is two different things. Where one, the cocaine used to come over like 2-3 kilos at a time, but weed was the Mexicans' crop. Mexico, weed was their crop. Colombia had the poppy fields growing everywhere, all up and down the mountain. I'm talking about, you can't see. Colombia is cocaine, but the Colombians used to throw 2 or 3 kilos in the weed shipment just to see what it do, because they had found out that it was, you can get high or whatever. But they used to throw like, here, man, take these 2. I mean, do what you want to do with it. See if you can make some money with it, or see if America likes it or something. But the weed, they used to have big ships full of weed. Weed was the shit. Woodstock days and all that. Everybody was smoking marijuana. And so cocaine caught on. Whoever had them first 2-3 trial little bricks, well, they came over here and got rich and then got dead. Everybody dies up that hierarchy. Stepped on. That's the real stepping on. Cocaine, the drug gang. Everybody that's around you wants to be the man, because that's their feeling. It come from them 3 bricks when they first touched down in the United States. But the white man, they put a price on it. I don't know how they came up with the price, but it goes up and it goes down depending on how smooth you can get it over and the demand. But to make a long story short, it was sold exclusively to white people, rich white people, Wall Street, lawyers, all them, judges. So black people couldn't afford it. Black folks had the poor man's version, the heroin that they got sprung in the war and stuff like that. But yeah, so if you was selling cocaine, powder cocaine, you was kind of you had you some clientele, because it costs $100 a vial. Everybody got no $100 spent on no little. White folks do. And so crack Crack made it cheap and easy to make and easy to buy. $5 rocks, $3 pieces, anything. 2.50 cent pieces. And you ain't have to worry about $2.50, $3, $5 pieces adding up. You think, nah, it's booming. It just touched down. Everybody stressed out. Nah, it was targeted. Whoever came up with the recipe put it in the ghetto. Oakland is where it popped off at. And just so y'all know out there, y'all been around. I think every black family in the damn near everyone has been affected by the atomic bomb of crack cocaine. Okay, so we get to AZ, Rich, Porter, and your boy Alpo the Don, Alpo Martinez. You know, when they caught him, he had like 14 murder charges, a whole lot of dope charges. He had all the high profile charges. And I'm going backwards and forward because it's a backwards. That's how it come into my vision. But I'm talking about Alpo. It was a guy in D.C. His name was Wayne Perry. Wayne Perry was the boogeyman of D.C. I'm talking about. Everybody knew that if you had one, he was a killer. Not any killer. He was a murderer. He was a killer. He was all of the above. Anybody? You just check in. It's like he like the walking Santa Claus out of fear, but he ain't a Santa Claus. Y'all the Santa Claus because you want to stay in his good graces because he gon' what y'all know it as stepping. He had a team of killers, kind of like Al Capone, like the mafia had the hit squad that they used to contract, and then the hit squad. That's another thing. I'm gonna get back to it. That's another thing. Whenever you got a murder team, you just can't be no dope boy. Man, your life on the line, bro. What they look like, they ain't gonna work for you for too long. Killers ain't gonna be contracted out for no what you giving them when they the killers and you the dope boy. There ain't no loyalty in that. Unless you giving them, unless you taking less, unless you taking less, unless you just want to make like 10 cents on the dollar or something. Then you give it all to them. That's the only way you're going to survive, because otherwise they coming for your ass. What's going to stop them? I mean, if they a hit squad, they numb as hell. I mean, what they possessed with murder. So your ass looking like a fucking tic-tac. Yeah, you're going to get ate up. But that's just like, kind of like Alpo Martinez was. He was a dope boy and the killer. So he was kind of original. That's just like his ability to speak Spanish and black and Spanish. Yeah, they had to go through him because he can go to the Connect and speak to him. The Dominicans was coming in with that chopped up dope. And the Dominican, man, and it ain't just, I mean, I saw dope my whole life. Of course, I keep saying that every time I tell a story because it's an important piece of, I'm supposed to show people you can make it, you can make it out the streets and go back to the streets to give back. And you that's all you need. You got God and you got survival. You survive. That's God's grace. And you better take your ass back. Can't no man should leave his own city because you got unlimited work, and you able to go back to the street because you say you come from the street. Everybody forget they came out their mother's womb, not the streets. It was a safe, warm place, baby boy. That's what that baby boy means. Grown men want to stay at home with mama. But that's another story. But Alpo. So they was shining, young dope boys shining. I was talking about Wayne Perry. Wayne Perry was the killer in D.C. The reason why I say D.C. because Alpo then was in Harlem. Alpo Rich at AZ was in Harlem. And Alpo wanted to branch out. Everybody was booming. It wasn't them three boys once again. It just wasn't them three. They were just the shiniest, flashiest ones. But everybody was getting money. And Alpo wanted to branch out. So he started going to DC. He came back, he tried to tell him about it. Hey man, DC booming. I'm talking about man, we need to expand. And they're like, man, you expand. We ain't trying to expand, we straight. I mean, Harlem, where is it? Harlem got that, man. We straight in Harlem. We safe in Harlem. We cool in Harlem, man. Anybody trying to go over there and have no DC problems? You're a high boy. So basically, Alpo was the high boy. He was just always wild. And Rich was the flashing one. He dressed. He was a dresser and the exotic. Like, he fit a shine, Rich. And AZ, he was like science. He like the scientist. He like, I'm just gonna stack my money and put it up and yes, get a deal on some bricks and keep repeating the cycle. I buy a car or something, but you know, I'm wearing pretty much neutral colors. I don't want to be seen. I'm laid back in the cut. So there was 3 different people. So to fill in, y'all can fill in the in between: killing, selling dope, stopping the robbers. Okay, it's an event that happened that will eventually get Rich Porter killed by Alpo. It was an event. It was over drugs. It was over the price of some drugs. Well, whereas Rich had to connect when Alpo had lost his connect. So Alpo had to go through Rich Porter, to get his connect. Rich told Alpo that the bricks costed this price, but they was really cheaper. So he fucked him out some money. Rich Porter fucked the Alpo out some money, told him one price, but he was getting them for the low. So he taxed him. Which, if you took the price that I quoted you, it don't. But see, they had that. See, that's what Alpo thought they had loyalty. He thought they was tight like that, and that was his cold-hearted way. You know, when you lay the murder gun down, you still got feelings. You got a different kind of cold love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand? You process shit different. So that hurt his feelings, to make a long story short. And the way a killer / dope boy show you that he hurt is he tests you. He tests your loyalty. Just to see, because he love you. He got love for you, and he don't wanna believe that you intentionally fucked him on some bricks, because if that's the case, you're an op. So what Alpo did is he found out how much the price that he got him for, and he asked him a question. He asked him a teaser question, you know, to try to see if he was gonna lie about it. And he did lie about it. And that's what got Rich Porter killed. Now, right at this time, before he killed Rich, somebody kidnapped Rich Porter's little brother, Donnell. He was a little boy. He loved the little boy. He loved the little brother. And so everybody thought when the little boy came up missing, they just assumed that it was Alpo. AZ said it. Let me back up a little bit before that story. When I'm gonna go and tell that, and then I'm gonna back up. They kidnapped his brother, Donnell. And of course the main suspect would be Alpo, right? But it wasn't Alpo at all. It was a family member. It was his uncle. Preacher was running a crew of killers himself. And so Preacher kidnapped Donnell for $500,000. And Rich ain't have all the money. And he had to scramble for it. But he didn't make it. Cause he didn't make it. And they eventually sent him a finger. They sent the family a finger for Donnell because he was taking too long. I guess they were getting paranoid or whatnot. Thought he wasn't gonna come up with the money. So they cut his finger off and sent it to him, family. That didn't get nothing done. And so they killed him. They killed Donnell. And of course, Rich going through emotion. Okay. And then he got hit. When they killed Donnell, they threw him on the other side of town in a field. When Alpo killed Rich, he threw him in the same field where the little boy was found. So it looked like it came from the same person. And that was two brothers gone, all from the brother's sin. The brother's sin. And that's just what I call it, the brother's sin. Now he was desperate. He got addicted to money, but you play the murder game. It's all thou shalt not murder, and when you do it, you got to pray for it. Then you got to fight that battle. That's what that jailhouse rock is, by the way. Your soul, you feel it like I'm going to hell. See, ain't no way I'm finna turn black. My eyes finna turn black. You know what I'm saying? You got remorse in you. You know why you thought too fast. Your finger, you was driven by your emotions. You was driven by the wrong thing. You disrespected me. You know what I'm saying? You not finna embarrass me or make me look like no bitch out here. You gonna have to die, pay for it. Then you're taunting. Then when you take care of your business, you ain't take care of no business. You was nervous the whole time. Call yourselves. You was running from shadows when you was on the stakeout. When you was marking your man, you paranoid of the wind, the leaves blowing on the tree, because you think he doing the same thing to you, and that feeds you. That what makes you now you got to get it done, because you just spook yourself unnecessarily. And then so all that you not even processing, and then when you take care of your business, however you did it, gun, knife, whatever, you get caught. And you go to jail. But when you go to jail, you go through a whole process. That's what we call the jail. That's that rocking backwards and forward with your hands on your stomach, and you just rocking. When you rocking backwards and forward, you thinking about, I'm going to hell, and I don't want to go to hell. If I go to hell, then I'm gonna kill. You thinking about, no, I don't. I wish I could take this back. So you kind of like trying to forget it, and get that cold sweat. Like, this ain't happening. Like, you finna wake up out of a dream, but you're not gonna wake up, and you just do that every day, and you can't escape. And that's what they call it. To make a long story short, that's what they call it, jailhouse rock. And so now Rich and Donnell dead, and now let's go to AZ. AZ, the sign, the one that's, I'm just gonna stash out my money. I'm wearing the same clothes 3 days. Y'all do that. I catch y'all on the weekend. Okay. His sister was dating a dude that, he was the one with the powder cocaine. He had the clientele. Well, he got popped. And he went to jail. And then when he went to jail, AZ had doubled her. They had went to the top. Too much money. So he brought his auntie and, hired out his auntie, used her apartment and all that. And then he got out of jail, and they targeted AZ, her sister boyfriend. Targeting him because he had money. I guess he didn't want to fuck with him like that, because he used to be the man before AZ. He was selling powder, but yeah, and then AZ came up. So, that's the envy. So they tried to so they execute like 5 or 6 of his AZ family members. Laid him down on the bed and one by one shot him in the back of the head. And they shot him too, but he survived. He's still alive today. And that's that. And to make a long story short, Wayne Perry in DC, well, they tried to take Alpo out a couple of times back in the days. But his intuition, both of the times that I know, saved his life. Like, he's standing there talking to the dude that's already got 3 dudes coming up the block in the cut in the dark. And so coming behind him, and he following the dude's eyes. They say, if he looking over my shoulder, what you looking at? Why you looking in my eyes? And that's what saved their life, because when they shot I mean, he spotted him because he lost eye contact. That's one time. But that's instinct. So they tried to take him out. And then Wayne Perry, like I told y'all, even with Alpo, he should have known you a killer, but you trying to sell dope in DC. And that's Wayne Perry's. He don't have to sell dope. He just take the dope or make you sell it. Like, you gonna sell it, he just get paid all around. Like, that's fear. Another thing y'all gotta understand is that fear is secondary to respect. Respect, you be loved. You can live your life out if people respect you and love you. But fear, it's like what happened with Mo 3. Fear will get you killed. It'll get your enemies to all conglomerate. All get together temporarily. They will stop their beefs, their individual beef, which ain't no beef. It's all about, I want to be the only one doing something bad, illegal, sin. You can be the only one. I know I don't want to be, but I wasn't saying that then though. Everybody want to be that number one. But you got. I wasn't never ego tripping. I was just numb for a long time. I was numb. It's like I call myself a gentleman gangster. Emphasis on the gentleman, less on the gangster. But yeah, they Wayne Perry. Yeah, he gotta go. He over here doing too much, and so. Wayne Perry got locked up. When Wayne Perry got locked up, well, that was his protection anyway. Then now it's his turn. AZ, he out the game because he healing up from gunshot wounds. Rich Porter dead. Ain't but one crazy motherfucker out there. Alpo. So he's still Alpo. And then Alpo get locked up, he get popped. When he get popped, here come the snitching. And his version of the story is, I don't want to make it cool to be snitched. I did what I had to do. See, y'all talking about the G code and shit. Y'all talking about I'm gonna get poked up if I in jail. You know what I'm saying? Cause if I snitch, I call it ain't no rules. Them y'all rules. I make my own rules. I write my own rules. So I'm gonna be the best at whatever I do. I told y'all I was gonna be the best. From the block selling dope, I did it. Told y'all I was gonna be the best killer, I did it. And I told y'all I was gonna be the best. I'm gonna play the game the best like nobody ever played it before. And if I had to tell on everybody, I'm gonna win. And that's his theory, all the way to the end. Now, let's go to him getting released into witness protection in 2015. Alpo Martinez. They got a new name for him. Not no new face though. This ain't face off. They got a new name for him. He over there in Texas of all places. They took him from New York to the South. There's a car show if y'all hear that. Yeah, he in witness protection since 2015. But he don't stay in witness protection. See, Alpo had that was his drive to the end. I'm gonna win, and if it means I'm gonna play the game the best, so I'm going back to Harlem. I ain't with the protection. That's something y'all wanted to do. He had a new name when he died. And I might have to end this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my shit around here. He had a new name when he died. And the police, it took a police officer to identify him, to know that was Alpo, because he was infamous in Harlem. So he came back, he got out in 2015, immediately goes back to Harlem, make a couple of documentaries. He talk about killing Rich Porter. He's walking around Harlem again, all free. He's in a condo, high in the sky. You know what I'm saying? He feeling like I can snitch. That shit don't apply to me. So he was ego tripping. Like I said, he living in a time that has passed. This is what I'm saying. What got him killed Halloween morning? Tonight is Halloween, but he got killed this morning at a little bit before 4 a.m. October 31st, 2021. What got him killed? Before we get to who killed him, what got him killed? Was it his ego? His ego could have been one, because that's it. That was his drive. I'm gonna be the best, and I'm going back to Harlem. I'm not here to be in no witness protection. My name Alpo. I survived the game. I did what I had to do. Ain't nobody lied but AZ, and he always been the weaker one. That what he will be telling himself. So he goes back to Harlem, and that was 15. So he died. So was that 6 years? Yeah. He came, the truck that he got killed in had Texas plates on him. He been in Texas, was his.
King, wake up, wake up. What the fuck you want? You still with me? You still with me?